and welcome to vlog, I think it's 33 this week. It is still a little bit dark outside. We've set off to my hospital appointment to sort my glucose test out. We're to be there at 8 o'clock and it is currently 7:30. So I'm going to test how much insulin I have. So if your insulin gets rid of your sugar in your body when you've eaten something. So diabetics, they can't have a lot of sugar because they don't have enough insulin to get rid of it. I am the opposite and seem to have too much insulin, so it's getting rid of the sugar really quickly, which means I get hungry and shaky and need more sugar. So I think I'm going to be tested to see whether I have too much insulin altogether or whether I've got the right amount of insulin but it's being released at the wrong time. So I don't know how long it's going to take. I think it's going to be a couple of hours because they want to test me because I haven't eaten anything since about 10:30 last night. I wasn't allowed anything this morning other than water. So we have to get there and be tested, and then I think they feed me and then test me to figure out how my insulin is working. So Adam is off work today. What are you laughing at?
Feed me.
I don't know what they're gonna feed me. I hope it's something good. And then yeah, hopefully we should be out in a couple of hours. It wasn't a couple of hours, it was 5 hours. Horrendous, absolutely horrendous. So I thought the next thing I would be filming was maybe me and Adam going out for some dinner, because we still haven't made it out for any dinner for our anniversary. So we thought, oh, I'll be out by 11 o'clock and we'll go for some dinner. No, it was almost 2 o'clock when I got out. And the test was not what I thought it was either. So I got led into the room and there was lots of chairs with numbers over the top. I was in chair 5. It was at this point I realised the test was not what I thought it was. The lady said that she would give me a glucose drink and then she's going to monitor me for 5 hours with no food. That was really not a good idea. Because as we know, if I don't eat, I faint. I haven't fainted in the last 11 years because I always manage to have food on me. I take food wherever I go to make sure I don't faint. So I was sat in the chair, I was made to drink this horrible green, thick, sugary liquid. I had 15 minutes to drink it and it took me 20 because on an empty stomach that stuff was not very pleasant. When I got there, she tested my blood before she gave me that and she said, oh, it's already at 4.4. And then I had my sugary drink and then it shot up to 12 point something. So it went really high with the sugary drink. And then they were monitoring like how fast or how long it took for the sugar to drop. So poor Adam had to go and sit in the waiting room. He went home and he went to the library and got a book. And I just endured hell. Because I was absolutely starving. My head was woozy. I just wanted to shut my eyes. I was starving. Everybody else was coming and going. So they were only in for an hour, 2 hours at a time, and then they'd go and then some new people had come in. They were all allowed to have biscuits and tea. They were having soup and sandwiches. I had a massive sticker on my desk with MBM on it, which I can only assume meant nil by mouth because I wasn't allowed to have anything. And it got worse and worse and worse. So they were pulling blood out of me every half an hour and they took 2 vials. So in total that was 20 vials of blood. And then they also pricked my fingertips to check my blood. Obviously that was 10 times, so I have several holes in all my fingers, which I now cannot touch anything this morning. They're absolutely dead, and the only way I can describe it is they feel like they're bruised. Like they don't hurt like that, but if I touch something, like I was driving to school, couldn't hold the steering wheel, can't flush the toilet, can't do the buttons on my shirt because my fingers are really sore. They've all got little holes in. So I was being monitored. It was like 12 point something, then 7 point something, then 5 point something, and then 3 point something. It got to the point where they could no longer get blood out of my arm. So I have a couple of holes in this arm where they couldn't get it. Then they put one in my hand. You see the little hole there. They couldn't get any blood out of that either. I've got a weird track down my arm. I don't think you can see that. I don't know what that is. So then they started putting it in this arm. I have 3 holes in this arm. So they tried to get it from there and there and there. And it's as she was putting this one in on this side, my stomach was rumbling like mad. My head was going, and I sat there and I thought, this is it. I'm going to faint. It's got that bad. It was about 12 o'clock. So at this point, I hadn't eaten for about 14 hours because I wasn't allowed to eat anything the night before or in the morning. So I hadn't eaten anything for 14 hours at that point, and my body gave up. And the next minute, I woke up on the floor of the hospital. I was just laid there. I thought, at one point, I just thought I was dreaming. I was just laid there having a little dream, and then I heard my name and my eyes shot open, and there was just these blurry faces. And then as they came into view, I recognised one of the nurses, and I thought, oh no. Yep, I fainted. I shot off my seat onto the floor. I had about 4 or 5 nurses all around me. I could hear stuff going on. They were still shoving more needles in this arm. They were pricking my finger with this hand. I could hear somebody else shouting for pillows and blankets. So I was laid on the floor for a couple of minutes until I could finally get myself up and back in the chair. And we continued with no food for another hour. At this point, they'd reclined my seat and I was laid in the bed, and they were asking everybody how they felt. I was like, not good. And they went, oh, well, there's only 2 more tests to go. Why ask me if I'm feeling okay if you're just going to ignore me anyway? My nails went purple. My blood pressure was too low. I was still starving. So we finally got through the rest of the test with me just laid out. Everybody else is just sat there at their little tables eating their soup, and I'm laid out like a right idiot, covered in a blanket. So I finally got a sandwich and some custard creams, and I made it out right about 2 o'clock, feeling like death. So no, we still didn't make it to an anniversary dinner. We came home and I had a couple of emails to do, and I just laid in the corner of the couch. I didn't expect it to knock me out as much as it has done. I thought I'd wake up this morning feeling absolutely fine, like I just needed a good night's sleep, but this morning I still feel rough. I have a bad headache, my arms are quite sore, and my feet, I cannot get over how much you use your fingertips. I've got to make a cake today with these. So yeah, not feeling the best. Wouldn't like to do that test again because they didn't feed me. So today's Tuesday and I need to get a tutorial done today, so I apologise if it goes up a bit later than planned. I'm going to work through that today. And yeah, I usually catch you up with what you missed last week, but I think I might have to do that on another day when I can actually remember what it was I did last week. So I think I'm going to make myself a brew, and I will see you in a bit. Just sat in the car waiting for Abby. She has yoga today, so it means I get to come down a little bit later when the traffic isn't as bad. Oh wow, do I look a mess today. Yeah, still not feeling 100%. I'll get over it. I just have no energy to put any makeup on. I don't want to do my hair. I'm getting really bored with my hair. Every time I have it done purple, it seems to come out really quick and turn into this gingery orangey hens. The tutorial is up. I managed to get that done. It did go up a little bit late. It is the Old MacDonald Had a Farm. I will link it if you haven't seen it yet. Quick catch up on what you missed last week. Quite a funny one. It was for a 2-year-old. It was a tin of Heinz beans. So Lily was a big fan of beans, and that is what her birthday cake was. I also shot that as a tutorial that may or may not already be up by the time this goes up. If it is, I'll link it. And there was also that girl's cupcake class that we did, so I thought we'd do a bit of a Halloweeny theme, seeing as we were in October. I know one of the girls had done cake decorating before, so I designed it around doing a few like figures, like basing it on a few figures, because people find figures the hardest and that's usually what they want to learn. I may have been a little ambitious. Class I think was about 3 hours and we only literally just got them done on time, and we did have to rush a little bit, so I think I need to keep it a bit more simple next time, if there is a next time. So yeah, these are the girlies' creations. We made a little ghost, a scorpion, a bat, and some of the girls turned theirs into cats. We did a Jack skeleton face, so we got to learn a bit of painting and a little bit of 3D modelling. A cute little pumpkin, So yeah, they all did very well considering we was rushing quite a lot of it. And we used colours that are notoriously sticky, such as black. I have baked 4 cakes today because I've got 2 birthday cakes this week, and 2 of them I have already done before. So one is a version of the farm cake that has just gone up. It is a little bit smaller, and it's also including some rabbits from a different nursery rhyme, ducks, which are the 5 little ducks went swimming one day. It has been a while since I've done any of them type of nursery rhymes, as mine are a lot older now. And an owl and a star, I think, is going on it as well. And then the other cake that I've already made is a Niffler, which I also have a tutorial on, which I will link below if you're interested in watching that one. Waiting for the day when people said, have you got a tutorial on this? And I'd be like, yeah, I do. There you go. Because I do get asked for, do you have a tutorial on this? Do you have a tutorial on that? I can't make a tutorial on every single cake I make. I can only do maybe 1 a week just because I'm super busy. But I'm sure there will come a day when somebody asks for a tutorial and I do actually have one for what they want. But it's just started raining now. She should be out in a minute. And then I've got to go and make tea, fill the cakes, ganache them, all the boring stuff because it's quite repetitive. So yeah, that's where I'm up to. It is now 10 to 10 at night. We had a lentil curry for tea. I have carved and ganached and filled the 2 cakes that I'm going to be decorating tomorrow, and we attempted to fix the washer. Adam is the one that does all the washing now. You do all the washing. I don't even know how to work the washer. But apparently it doesn't spin, so we thought that the belt might have come off, so we took the top off, but the belt was still on. It's not that it just won't spin, it won't actually do anything when you ask it to do the different settings. It just sits there with its little light on and doesn't actually do anything. And you couldn't get the door open the other day. The door had locked and we couldn't get the door open, so just another thing to add to the broken list. That just keeps mounting up. And we have a new leak location on the conservatory roof, so we've had to put another old mixing bowl underneath another leak, and then we've got the leak where it used to be, and then now it's dripping down the window frame onto the windowsill, which is wood, and it's now swollen the wood. So yeah, lots to fix, but I've had enough, so it's 10 to 10. We're sitting down and watching the telly. Obviously we're watching Doctor Who. We're still on that. What does that say on there? What season? I can't see.
8.
Episode
3. Put your glasses on.
Yeah, that's it. Series 8, episode 3. And we now have a new Doctor. So we've gone from Matt Smith to Peter Capaldi, which is also the name of our car. Because Peter Capaldi is the 12th Doctor and the car has 2012 on it because it's a 2012. So the car is called Capaldi. We're soon waiting to get the TARDIS, which is his caravan that will fit on the back, except that won't be bigger on the inside. So yeah, just 1 episode and then off to bed. All finished for tonight. So it is a version of the farm cake I did, except We have a little girl farmer. It's only 1 cake instead of 2. We've got 5 little ducks went swimming one day. We've got See the Bunny Sleeping, Old MacDonald, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I'm not sure where the owl comes in. I was sent a picture of the star with the owl, so I popped the owl on. I'm not sure where he comes in with the star. But it's all done. Just need to photograph this, pop it in its box, and this one's going tomorrow at 7:30. And I still have the Niffler cake to do. Good morning. I have just had my cake stuff delivery, so I thought I would film it because I still get asked what paste I use. If it's coloured, I do lots of my details, models with a coloured sugar paste, and they're all Renshaw's. We're stocking up on yellow, teal, brown, black. Also got some black. I usually buy the white or black modelling paste. These are good if you're cutting out silhouettes because the usual black is quite sticky. As always, my greens, I get a lot of greens, Lincoln green, emerald green. I also bought a tub of this, which is new. So this is called Eleganza. I think that's how you say it. It is premium modelling paste. So I use Couture. So here are all my boxes of paste in white. This is what I cover my cakes with because it takes airbrush really well. And this is their new product, which is a modelling paste, and it's actually made in Italy, just like all the other good modelling pastes out there. So I thought I'd give this a try. Like I said, I usually model in colours, but I thought this would be good for moulds when you want to get loads of stuff out of moulds or like the ornate shapes. This should be good for that. And then over here, like I said, I've got all my Couture. I think there's about 20 kilos there. I got another PME spray in silver. It's always handy to have these in the cupboard. You'll have seen me use these, like the black one and the red one in the Star Wars tutorial. I got another Fractal Colours. I'm actually really enjoying this airbrush brand. It's water-based, which is my favourite. This one is in plum. I also have the indigo blue and eggplant. I used both of those in the Star Wars video as well, if you want to check them out, but I am liking them. And then I picked another dust up from Faye. I have one of her golds, Regency Gold, and then I got this silver one, which is Flash Silver. Always good to have silver and gold. And last but not least, lots of drums in different sizes. I needed to stock up on a couple of them. Yeah, it's all accounted for. I can put it away, and then I've got to get the Niffler cake finished. I've also got quite a colourful arm this morning. That is what I got from the hospital. And now I have a new one, which is a burn from making tea last night. Got the Niffler cake finished tonight. I actually got it done a lot quicker because I followed my own tutorial on YouTube. I've already made this one before, so it was quick and easy to... You don't have to think about it when you're watching the tutorial. You don't have to think which bit should you put on next and which bit do you need to leave to dry. So this one's all finished. The other cake hasn't gone yet. It's still sitting in there. She's going to come for that at 9 o'clock tomorrow instead. And then we're off to Country Baskets in the morning. We've got some leftover takeaway, and this corner is calling my name because we're going to watch another episode probably of Doctor Who. We are in Country Baskets and they have their Christmas stuff out. They have a huge penguin. He is rather expensive though. £149.99p. He's very, very cute, but he's only polystyrene, I think. Also have a massive Santa. Got a big red and white Christmas tree. Got lots of the decorations out as well. So this is what we picked up. These are foam roses, so they're nice and squishy. Some larger ones, medium and buds, and then just in case I got some regular artificial ones. That's a bunch with lots of different sizes. Then we called it the range. This is the most random thing ever. It is a sharpener for veg that turns it into spaghetti. So this is how you make your courgette. You can get better ones, like little spiralizers, I think they're called. But we spotted this and it was only £2 in the range because I don't think we're going to use it that much. So I didn't want to get a big one. Take us up lots of cupboard space, so we got a sharpener for the veg. And there was also a pound stretcher, so we got a new lampshade for Abby's room because her other one is broke now. She's had it up a long time, breaking in lots of little pieces, so this were only £4.99. So yeah, a bit of a successful day out. We don't usually get to go out a lot. We popped into Primark and got Adam some work shirts, jumpers and socks. Did the boring food shop. Now we're home, pizzas are in the oven, and I'm sitting my butt in front of the telly. I did get to sit down and watch the telly, and I watched 3 episodes of Dark Crystal. I was a huge fan of the film and couldn't wait for the series to come out. It is confusing me a little bit. I know it's supposed to be taking place before the film happened, but I haven't seen any Urus yet, the little mystics, so it is confusing me. But I'm sure we will get there. I was editing the vlog and realised I didn't have an ending, so I have just popped on. This week I have 2 cakes, I'm teaching at Zoe's in Leeds, and then it's vlogging week again, so I will show you what you missed. And you can also see what I'm up to in the next vlog. So thank you for watching, and if you are watching Dark Crystal, let me know what you think of it below. See you soon!